What's going on, guys? Welcome to your Patreon exclusive preview. And for the full interview, make sure you scroll down into the description, slap that link, and become a patron and support, man. And listen, I appreciate all of you, innit? There's plenty more of these bad boys to come. So, yeah, it's going to be emotional. Make sure you do that. What's going on, guys? I'm here with Jay Rodriguez, bro. Like, what's with the name, bro? What is actually your what's your ethnicity, bro? Because I've always seen it and baffled the shit out of me, bro. So, like, you need to tell us, bro.
No, it is. It's mental, isn't it? So obviously, when I speak, I've got a broad Burnley accent. My mum's from Burnley, and my dad's been brought up in Burnley, but he was born in Spain, in Coruña. That's where the family is. Yeah, so I've still got family there. But it's strange, obviously. I think I remember when I came on my first game for Burnley, and Wade Elliott said, one of the opposition players said, "Oh, who's Rodriguez?" And then he heard me shout, and Wade Elliott said the guy's face was like so confused.
It's mad because for a while, like, I remember I used to see it and I was just like, "What?" And then the guys, were like, "Yeah, he's playing for England." I was like, "What?" Like, it didn't make sense, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to see a black guys here with like different names and you think cool, but then when you see the white guy with that, I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like, what the hell is that? Do you know what I mean? It's always baffled me in it. So, like, it was but flip. I was training going anyway. You guys are back. Like, are you guys ready for the season? Because the mad thing is, yeah, I think a lot of the teams that were like nearer the bottom, like, they rely a lot on home form and stuff like that. With there being no fans and stuff like that, do you think that that's going to have an impact on the results, like, towards the end of the season? I think it might.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously it's times that we don't know we've ever experienced ever really, that it's going to have different impacts on different games. And you're always when you're at home, you back yourself to get a good result. If you're on top of a team at home and the fans are behind you, and you feel that momentum growing. So I think in that sense, I think it will have a big factor on games. But I feel like if you look after your own and stay focused and say, look, this is the new normal for the time being, then it's the same for everyone. But I do feel that's the games you play, you feel and you buzz off the atmosphere, and obviously, like going to Old Trafford, you see that many people, that stadium, that feeling, that's it gets your blood pumping and stuff. But it's just gonna have to be that these games are vitally important, and you just gotta get on with it, and everyone's doing the same.
Yeah, and I think there might be some shock results. I think that the smaller teams could actually start pick up more points, because what's mad is obviously the home form's been important for them, but also when you're going to these away teams and they don't have the home advantage really anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, going, like I said, to Old Trafford, if you're going there and you've got, like, let's say 69,000 people, yeah, that would have been behind United aren't behind them now. It's just you and them.
That's it. It breaks it down, and it becomes an even platform that you haven't got the advantage of home and away, and it does make a big difference. I mean, obviously, you find in teams sometimes they play better in certain times of the season away from home, so even things like that will matter, and it's a factor that you have to take into account. But like I said, it's things that we can't prevent at the moment. That to get this season underway and stuff safely obviously means that there's going to be no fans, definitely.
Yeah, and you were at Burnley. You left Burnley, and then you went back. But when you left Burnley, you went to Southampton, yeah, and that's when I think I started hearing more about you at Southampton. Yeah, that Southampton team was nuts. Like, when you was at that Southampton team, when you were training with, like, in that team, did you know how good you were at the time, or was it a case of like, all right, cool, we're Southampton, or were you looking around at everyone and thinking, right, like, all of us could probably be at top clubs, and like top clubs, no disrespect to Southampton, and most of the guys you played with are there now, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They're at the top 3-4 clubs in the country. Like, when you were there, did you feel like we're that good?
We when I first got there, it was a big learning curve for myself. Like in terms of everything we've done, Southampton's a great club and how it's run, and I learned a lot at my time being there. And then we started. Obviously, we stayed up that season, and then the next season we really kicked on, and we was performing at a good standard. That we were beating the bigger teams and competing more. But we always felt that it was within ourselves. That's what made the team. That we're as good as anyone with the work we're putting in. And you can see like the quality that have been through Southampton's teams. Obviously, you got your Lallana, Sadio, Mane, Virgil. These are just a few players. Victor Wanyama, Dusan Tadic. I can name so many players that that are top class players that are doing unbelievably well. But to see it when you're playing with them and spending every day, you feel grateful and you just want to learn as much as you can from them. But I think obviously football's so fast that you're just thinking about the next game and playing well. But no, it's been definitely something I've really enjoyed to play alongside these players and learn a lot from them. Definitely.
Yeah, because you had Nathaniel Klein went Liverpool, like Wanyama Tottenham, Luke Shaw went to United. Like loads of these guys got big moves. Mane got a big move, this, that, and the other. Tadic, as you said, and then you had a nut season, and then you picked up an injury, which was a horrible one. And at the time, like, how was that for you? Because a lot of the time, like when we speak to footballers, they always talk about like the ups and all of that. But you were at the point where it was England's squad, you're playing well, the team are doing well, you're on the brink, you get the injury. How was that, bruv? Because a lot of the time you always hear about like the ups with the footballers, but especially seeing where the rest of your teammates have ended up going and the form that you were in and the links that you were getting, like how was it, man? Because it come at a terrible time for you.
Yeah, it did. Obviously, looking back, it's one of the worst times. I felt I was flying, I was full of confidence in a team that worked hard that year and a half under Pochettino to get to where we were playing them levels. I think my initial disappointment was not to finish that season, because I really wanted to finish the season with the team and see how, and then look back and be like, how well have we done? Because I think there was a few left and stuff, and I think that was my biggest one. And then it hits you that, because I didn't know anything about knees or injuries and stuff. Luckily, I broke my ankle when I was younger, and that was it. And I had to get my head around that, you're going to be 9 months to 12 months, depending on what happens. And then, obviously it was difficult at the start, but I think I soon turned it around to be like, well, this has happened, and okay, it's like obviously a bad time, but what can I do, and how can I get back? And the first thing I said was, well, let's make the most of it, improve, my power, my speed, and just try and get back fit and healthy as possible. I think that was an issue that got me through. I had, like I said, Southampton. I'm very grateful for the facilities, everything they give me for me to come back was massively important. So I always felt I was in good hands. And obviously, there were a big change at the club at the time. Obviously, Pochettino went to Tottenham, and then Lallana went to, and Ricky went to Liverpool. So they were a big change, and it was obviously I was just focused on getting back to fitness. That was my sole aim. Almost like you're obsessed with that, so you kind of everything else didn't really matter. And then in terms of with England, I never thought I'd ever be a part of England squad at any time, and so for me it was a reflection that, look, that's how well I did, and hopefully I can try and get back to that. That was my aim at the time. But I never really thought, I should be there, or I should be on the plane or anything like that. It was never. I was always appreciative of just being in the squad, or even being mentioned. I was just happy to play for Southampton and play in that team. So it was a strange one. But then also I remember watching that tournament and seeing like Luke Shaw, Ricky Adam being there, and I was like equally as proud just to see him. I've spent that season with him that they're representing the country, and it was a good feeling in that sense. So I tried to take the positives, and you can't really help what happened. Maybe I shouldn't have just jumped. I always think of that. Like, I shouldn't have jumped and got the ball. I remember Maurizio saying, like, what do you think you are? Like, you think you're Superman or something? I was like, honestly, if I had the chance, I wouldn't do it again. But these things happen, and you can't look back like that.
Yeah. What was it like working under Poch as well? Because you worked under a few managers, yeah, but like what Poch went on to then do at Tottenham and the way he's definitely seen as one of the best managers in the world. Like you can say that you worked under him. Like what was it like being under Poch? Because to be fair, you don't really hear any of the players say a bad word about him. Like.
Yeah, I can't see where you would get a bad word about him. You know, he's just on a personal level, you know, forget the footballing side. I think he wants to know you, he wants to know your family, he wants to know everything personal about you and improve you as a person, you know, like to believe in yourself and really becomes positive. And then the football aspect, he opened my mind up on different, you know, tactics, different ways of seeing the game, how hard you have to work. You know, it never came easy. I remember like the pre-season, one of the hardest pre-seasons we did. But I remember feeling like even during the week as the season went on, we'd have a really hard gym session on the Tuesday, like all to do with legs, resisted running, and the Wednesday would be 11v11, and sometimes we'd be playing for 60-minute games, and he'd never tell us the time. He'd say, "Oh no, it's only 30, but you know you're playing longer," and he'd want you to work in hard. But then we've always said it that when the games came on Saturday, you know, you never thought about physical. You know, you always knew you were able to do it because you've done more than that during the week. But no, for me, I think he's a genius, and his staff as well. You know, Jesus, Miguel, Tony, they come as a package, and I think as a group of people, you know, I can't speak highly enough of them, especially what they did for me, definitely.